Welcome to the show. I'm Carol, the positive aging warrior. You know, technology doesn't have to be boring. Coming up today, we discuss fun things to do with technology, from genealogy to identifying plants, as well as safety with online shopping and getting digital assistants near you. If you're a football fan, don't miss our last segment. It's walking football. Regardless of gender, if you've never played football, this might be something you can take up later in life. Another way to keep active, of course, is to join in with our fun 5-minute fitness segment. And you can do it sitting, you can do it standing, in your living room. Don't go anywhere. We're speaking again with Natika Halls-Wright. Tik, welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having me.
So if someone's a bit hesitant about learning more about technology, but they're sort of like, I really should get into it because I really can't function that well in different areas of life without knowing a bit more of technology, what would you say would be the first steps to someone who's a bit hesitant about learning a bit more?
I think the big part of what we train our digital mentors in is finding the hook. Find what is interesting to them. That could be anything. It could be someone who's into golfing or fishing, and then you find the way that technology can add value to that hobby. Because if you're not interested, it's going to be a very hard sell to get someone across the board. It's like if I went to you and said, come on, you need to learn how to do this because the government wants to talk to you that way and no other way. You're not going to get very far. Whereas if I said to you, tell me about the things you enjoy doing. What are the things that you like doing? And if it's running or whatever, you know, there's all these digital health apps where you can plot your run and you can go and find new things. And being an effective mentor is you knowing what's available to add value to hobbies and the like. You might have someone in the club who's a passionate photographer, so it might be talking about how to get the best out of your smartphone and then how to edit those photographs to make them a bit arty or to improve those. AI is great these days in tools like Canva and the like. You can pull people out of that photo quick smart. You don't need to know how to have used Photoshop 10 years ago. It's incredible what you can do with your images these days, and you know the free version of Canva is pretty amazing. The things that you can learn into.
I use it.
Yeah, I love it. You know, invitations for family events. You can make little video clips, etc. It's just, it's an incredible tool. And if you learn nothing else but how to use Canva and zhuzh up all your family invites and so forth, then happy days. Avid gardeners, do you know the photo app on your iPhone or the Google Photos can now help you identify what plants you're looking at. You don't have to have a specific app. It's not always 100%. I have a horticultural friend who's like, but it might give you a starting point to go and do a bit of research on what that plant is. A lot of the time the technology is not the only barrier there. It's about identification and all the bits and pieces that you need. So you definitely need to find somewhere that you have trust in and individuals that can support you. That can be challenging sometimes, you know. When COVID sort of was at its peak, we had the services apps that came out, so Service Vic, I think yours might have been called. We had Services WA, and you had to get your digital ID. So that was MyGov ID. That's just recently changed to My ID. So that's your authorised government identification, and you need to know that that's the correct app to put your passport and your driver's licence and your 100 points of ID. So having a seniors computer club or a group that you know and trust that you can bring these important documents to and know that you're covered, because all of our mentors have had police checks, etc. They're trustworthy, they're kind, they're patient, can help you navigate some of those challenges, you know. And sometimes when we filled out our Medicare forms in the 80s, they were handwritten and someone's transcribed them. I had one person in my hometown who we tried for ages to get his MyGov ID set, but his Medicare, the date of birth was 5 years younger, because when they transcribed that 1948, it came out as 43. So he was correct with his date of birth. Medicare wasn't. So, just trying to navigate some of those things, it helps to have someone who can just help you take a breath and be calm.
Well, talking about being calm, I was just speaking to someone 2 weeks ago, and they're very nervous about shopping online, right? They wanted to shop online, they wanted to buy some things online, but they just didn't know what to do or how to do it and to do it safely. So we are talking about safely, competently and confidently. Can you address sort of like the shopping area?
Yeah, sure. There are some things that you need to look for, and there are ways of paying that are safer and more secure, more so than safe. So understanding what they are. So if there's an option to pay with either Apple Pay, Google Pay or PayPal, definitely use that option rather than putting your credit card details in, because those three forms of payment, they generate a single-use token. So if that's being transmitted, there's less chance of, like, when you're transmitting your whole credit card detail. So there's little tips and tricks that our groups and clubs can help share with you. The Be Connected resources have a whole bunch of topics and courses on shopping safely online and what to look out for.
And once you get into it, you probably end up buying too many things.
I know, it can be a little bit dangerous, so a little bit of self-control always goes a long way as well.
Well, can you just give us a snapshot of the variety of topics you cover?
Sure. On the Be Connected topic library, there's a plethora of things, everything from the very big, bare basics, this is a keyboard, this is a screen, this is the on button, etc., up to more hobby-based things like researching the family tree, some of the tips and tricks that you can use using AI. There's digital health management. There's all sorts of things on there. So I encourage people to just Google Be Connected topic library. And then a lot of our clubs and members do Be Connected stuff, but they also have their own resources and expertise within their clubs. So I encourage people to reach out if there's a club near you. We host a clubs forum online each month as part of our Be Connected program. We have had our own Deborah Martin speaking about writing your memoirs with the help of AI. We did a session on how to get the best out of your digital photos. Our next one, we've got someone speaking about multi-factor authentication, what that is and why it's important. Wide variety of things that we look at.
Can you just tell us, to finish off with, why it's important? What are the top reasons that us seniors should keep up to date with technology?
Keeping up to date is super important. I know a lot of people are resistant to doing updates on their devices, but those updates patch known vulnerabilities, and so it's super important to keep on top of those things. And it's no different for us as people. Keeping on top of the changes, it's less challenging because things are moving so fast. If you do them in little baby steps each time there's an update, it's a lot easier to keep up than sitting back and then a year or two later when you update your phone there's this huge gap. So if you're a little bit hesitant to embrace technology like I do, we've got clubs all over the countryside that would love to have you come in and sit down. There's one-on-one support at many of our clubs. We can do all sorts of fun things with your tech. It doesn't have to be the boring, you must do it because. We can do all sorts of bits and pieces. A lot of the things that we focus on is using your devices to help increase your enjoyment in your hobbies and so forth. So yeah, I'm sure you'll find someone that can help with all sorts of things.
And it can be fun.
Yes, it can definitely be fun.
Thanks for watching our TV show. Be sure to hit subscribe and then you'll never miss an episode. Jump on Facebook, join our group, get in on the fun, fitness, wellness and inspiration. I'm Carol, over 50, so what?